Hey, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Tech Talk. I'm waiting on the Facebook to be live so that, oh, there we go. We are connected there. Now I can move that off. Thanks for tuning in. Only 50 minutes late today. But today I'm excited to be nerding out with you on email deliverability. If you are a Nerdly client, you are absolutely invited to pop into the Nerdly training room and actually see the behind the scenes, which the past 50 minutes we've been working on GroupTrack integrations and showing folks how to use the Nerdly AI copywriter tool to make your words extra awesome. So, without further ado, let's dig in, right? So, when we're talking what is email deliverability and custom sending domains and why does any of this even matter, right? So whether you're just diving into the world of email marketing or looking to refine your existing strategies, today's insights are going to equip you with the knowledge to enhance your campaigns, improve your email deliverability, and ultimately drive your business growth and make more sales, right? Because that's what it's all about. We all want to make more money, right? Yeah! Money! That is the name of the game. We want to help you make more money and serve your clients better. So let's start with the basics. What exactly is a custom sending domain? Essentially, it's a domain that you own and use specifically for sending emails. Unlike generic or shared domains provided by email service platforms, a custom domain is unique to your business. The uniqueness boosts your brand identity and helps establish trust among your recipients, right? Because if you got an email from Colleen, from me, but it actually was sent via like gobbledygook.com, would you feel like that's something you want to open? Or would you be worried that it's some sort of a phishing issue, right? Like maybe someone hacked my emails and you don't want to open it, right? If your sending domain and your email don't match, and not only is the client not going to want to open it, the internet service provider, the email providers just won't deliver it. Also, I would love for you guys comment about your key takeaways of the things that are helpful for you that you're picking up from this. And if you want this just done for you, whatever system you're on, we can do that. Just comment done for me, DFY, I don't know, something that's going to let me know. And we'll make sure to follow up and get you sorted. Okay. So why is this important? Using a custom domain improves your email deliverability, right? Email service providers are more likely to trust emails coming from a dedicated sending domain, reducing the chances of your emails ending up in spam. To illustrate this, let's examine a case study where a small e-commerce business switched to a custom domain and saw a 20% increase in their email open rates, simply because more of their emails were reaching the inbox, right? Because if your emails don't land in the inbox, how can they open it, right? And moving on, let's discuss the warm-up process, right? And what's really cool within high level, right, or Nerdly, right? Let's be real, because that's what we're using. If you're using the LC Mail, which is the gray labeled version of Mailgun, wow, can't believe I forgot that. It allows you to use multiple sending domains. And so we use subdomains, right? And I don't want to get too nerdy on this. So if you have questions about that, just comment and I'm happy to dive into that. But the sending domain is really important that it matches your domain because, Google, Yahoo just straight up won't deliver it, right? If you're sending from, which is really, yes, not falling down a rabbit hole, staying focused. So then we talk about email warm-up process. This is the practice of gradually increasing the volume of email sent with a new email address or domain. The goal is to build a positive sending reputation with internet service providers and email service providers. Starting with a low volume and slowly building it up allows them to recognize and trust your new sending domain or IP address. For those of you who don't know what an IP address is, that's an internet protocol, right? That is, think of it almost like, think of it as like the mailman of the internet, right? So how do you effectively warm up your email? By sending emails to a small group of engaged subscribers, then gradually increase the send volume while closely monitoring email engagement metrics like open rates and bounce rates. Avoid the common mistake of ramping up too quickly, which can trigger spam filters and damage your sender reputation. I have seen folks set up a custom domain and immediately just blast out to their entire contact list without using a drip, and they burnt their domain. This is also why we use subdomains, right? Because we don't want your top level domain to get tanked. That's a huge problem, and it's going to be a lot of work to recover. And I want you guys to understand, it really takes 4 weeks of actual work to get your email sending domain brought up to full speed, right? If you guys want help with that, that is what we do. That is what we do, right? So integrating both strategies for a maximum impact, right? So now, how do we bring these two strategies together? By integrating your custom sending domain with a well-planned warm-up schedule, you set the stage for optimal email performance. So here's a practical approach, right? After setting up your custom domain, segment your email list based on engagement. And if you're a Nerdly client, you already have the email engagement automation, so you know who has clicked, opened, replied in the last 14, 30, 60, and 90 days, right? If you didn't know that, now you know. And if for some chance you may be an OG who did not get that, just reach out to pop into an open office or book a Nerd 101 time, because it does take a little bit of finesse to make sure it gets installed and set up correctly. So start your warm-up by sending to the most engaged first, then gradually include less engaged segments of as your reputation strengthens, right? A great thing is, as you're booking appointments, use that. If you have a team or partners, not gonna lie, family and friends who will click on a link, open the email, and reply to the email, and just be like, yo, I want to send you like 3 emails a day for the next like couple of weeks. If you could just like open it and reply to it, or open it and click on it, or even just open it would be helpful. Like it's important, right? So incorporating these tools and resources can also streamline the process. So consider using email marketing platforms that offer automation features like workflows for scheduling and analytics, which can help you manage your warm-up phase effectively and provide insights to your campaign performance, right? So to wrap up on what we're talking about before I get into like actually showing you how it's done, right? Remember that using a custom sending domain properly and warming up your emails are crucial steps towards ensuring your email messages reach your audience, right? Because when you email them, they can click and buy stuff from you, and then you make money, or you can provide value, and then they build trust and understand what you offer and want to buy things from you. Ultimately, it's all about making sure that our emails land in their inbox, they can read them, learn stuff, or buy stuff, right? Implementing these strategies will not only improve your email deliverability, but also enhance your overall marketing strategy, leading to increased engagement and sales. So I appreciate y'all for tuning into today's session. I encourage you to apply these strategies and watch as your email marketing campaigns achieve greater success. For more resources and upcoming trainings, just hit us up. If you have not started a chat with our Facebook page, you should, because that's where we're at all the time. So without further ado, I actually have a client who needs their sending domain set up. So I'm going to set it up for them. And you guys get to watch as I do it. So let me move that script to do over here. And And I have a whole sexy SOP, which I will show you also. Hold on one second. You're gonna share screen. Okay. Just so you know, this is my super duper SOP, right? It goes in really, really, really deep, right? So much. And then this is your warming up your domain. There's a lot to this, right? And there's a reason why I do what I do and why I run a platform, because I want to make sure that folks are doing things the right way. And I want to make sure we're actually helping you get it done the right way. Let me make sure I find the right tab. Yeah, this one. So let's see. Let's move off of SMTP services on this page so that I know. There we go. Okay, so share screen. Okay. So because our client signed up with us, they are, let me make sure I put this here and let's move this down here. Okay, cool. Right. So by this one, yeah. Okay, cool. So by default, since we moved to the LC mail, they are put on nerdlymail.nerdly.io. Now, if you've been with us for a while, you are on our actual Mailgun. I've been going back and forth on which one I want to be on. And I'm actually going to be meeting with some of the developers to ask some very, very specific questions that are like Nerd Plus, and I don't want to bore you with. But as long as you follow the email warm-up, you'll be good. So we're going to create our dedicated domain and IP. Now, you do not want a dedicated IP address until you are near 100,000 sends, right? Because if you have a dedicated IP and are not ready for it and don't have enough sends, then you're just going to cause problems for yourself. So we're going to come into our Nerdly account, click on settings, come down here to email services. And then here you'll see this pop up. And we want to go ahead and click create dedicated domain. So some of the domains that we recommend, right? Let me go into the docu domain use cases, right? And let me share this so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Right. There are dedicated, you want to use subdomains, obviously, right? Like you can, if you're using Google Workspace, you can also set up that two-way sync, which is pretty cool. We just got that set up on our end. Conversation for another day. But subdomains like activity, task, service, right? Like you want to look at what are the different types, because you're going to soon be able to set up a custom sending domain for different things, right? Like whether it's a one-on-one communication, is it a receipt? Is it a appointment confirmation? Is this marketing stuff? Is this a campaign, right? And again, this is Nerd Plus. This is my zone. This is where I love. So it's just thinking about what do you want to do. So we also set up our default reply domain as m dot. A lot of folks will do reply dot. And again, it's up to you. This is what we follow. And if you're a Nerdly client, you'll also be getting this SOP in today's live training. Okay, back to focusing on the matters at hand. So now we're going to actually build this out. So because this client has shared their DNS with us in Cloudflare, we can do this for them. And I just want to make sure that I'm using the right domain. And I'm pretty sure it's Applied Depth Institute. You know what? Let me go to my staff. Yes, there we go. And then we're going to come over here to email services. And then we're going to do m.applieddepthinstitute.com. And the key is you want the subdomains you use, you want to make sure they are not going to be used for anything else, like your client portal or your membership area or your API link. Kate, any other use cases I'm forgetting?
API, those are the big ones.
Okay, great. You're like the queen of account setup. So I was like, let me just make sure.
Like, run through it. No, it just has to be unique, like you were saying.
Yeah.
And be weird, because for some people who transition into Nerdly, they may already have one set up.
Yeah.
From Mailgun or something else, so just make sure it's different from whatever you had before.
Well, the cool thing is, if and this is part of why we're using LC Mail, is because if you're using LC Mail, you can move from agency to agency without having to change your Mailgun, your LC Mail stuff. Like, it'll come with you. That's part of why we moved to it, because it's, for the user, it's easier. I have a problem giving up technical control. I don't want to do it, because when we get to certain, we as an account, we send about 1 million a month of emails, which allow us to have priority support, and we have a lot of things that we can get in direct access with Mailgun. I'm looking for my thingamabobber here. Oh, right, wrong account. Hold on, let me switch over to my support account. If you guys aren't using Google Authenticator app, it's glorious. It is my favorite 2FA solution. But also, I love everything Google. Like, all hail our Google overlords, folks. What? Okay, so I need to make sure that they add us with the right permissions. It seems like we have another client with us today, so let's go see about fixing their stuff. What's your account name, dude?
I think it's Chris Roberts over and over and over again.
Should name those, man. Okay, which one's your actual?
I think it's actually under Empath Healer.
Yeah, that's the main one.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, so in each of those additional sub-accounts, Chris, you can name them what they are. It's going to make your life a lot easier navigating, like, what you're doing.
That's in the business settings.
Yeah, so that's going to be right up here, business profile. Name that right here. Okay. Yeah. So also, question, where's your domain registered?
I think it's through GoDaddy, but I'm also using Cloudflare.
Yes. Okay.
Access to.
Did you share your Cloudflare to support at nerdly.io?
I believe I haven't done that yet.
Yeah. Oh wait, is that you have or have not?
I have. Yeah. I believe that's the case that I have.
Okay, good. Okay, cool. All right, Kate, can you message Caitlin?
We do have it. Yes. You want me to message about Cloudflare access?
Yes, please.
I will do that right now.
Okay. Ooh, somebody set up a dedicated domain over here. Okay.
It sounds like that's premature, though, based on what you said.
No, dedicated domain is like step 1. It's the IP address. You don't need a dedicated IP until you get, this is a requirement for just emails to deliver. Like, you want your emails to send. So now what's really cool is, let's go over here. Wait, no, is it in here? That's over here. Okay, so now, do you have a team, or is it just you that sends emails? Like, do you need it to come from?
As far as emails goes, it's just me right now.
Okay, cool. So all your emails would come from as the same user, same name and same email, right?
I would think so.
Okay, so that's where we can set dedicated headers. So here's the catch, because we found out this the hard way. If you have a sales team with different reps and you need the emails to come from, like, Kate at Nerdly, Colleen at Nerdly, do not set up dedicated headers. However, you do need to make sure, and if you follow our Nerdly trainings, then you use custom values in there for, like, username and user email, right? This is meant for if you want every email at all ever to come from the same email and the same name. If you're already in the habit of putting your name and email in there, then it's not a big worry. If you just want this done once, you don't have to worry about it. You can do that. So there are 2 things that we want to dive into here. is we can set up our domain configuration, right? So right now you only have one domain, which we can actually set up multiple. How many people are on your contacts right now? What's your contact list out to?
I just moved everything over, so I'm not sure. It's probably a few thousand.
Okay, so what we're also going to do is we're going to add a couple of additional domains. So we can do like workflow dot, oh shoot, hold on, ADHD strikes again. There we go. Copy the domain. And so we could do workflow or like reply dot, right? So this is going to come in here and it's going to put in the DNS records, except it always misses the DMARC for whatever reason. And it says it's optional. And I will tell you folks, it is absolutely not optional. Not at all. Like, I don't know why it says it's optional. That's a big fat lie. If you don't have your DMARC, it will make you not deliver emails. So we're going to go back here, and then we're going to go into Cloudflare. What am I sharing right now? Which screen am I sharing? Okay, cool. So we're looking at the DNS records. So what's really cool here is it's going to do, see, it's already added all of them automatically with the little wizard guy, except for your DMARC. So let me log in.
The DMARC actually just takes like a little bit longer to go through, but I did one this morning and it did go through without me having to manually do it.
Oh, really?
You have to leave and come back in to verify again.
Interesting. I'm excited about this. All right, so we're going to come in here, verify domain.
Yeah. And then that button should be blue again at the bottom. I had to hit the button like 3 times.
Ooh, it did it. Well, so like, you know how when we had our automation set up for our Mailgun account, they had to verify like 3 different times in Mailgun. So that's a thing. So now we've got this done, right? So now we have an additional domain we can send from. So now we can then add in this other domain, and it's going to rotate 50-50 between these different domains. So it's going to be able to warm it up. So the other reason why this is important is if you have, say, 80,000 people on your contact list. So now, instead of looking at dripping 1 email per minute, which, not even joking, that is how you start your email sends. Now we can do 2 emails per minute, because now it's going to do 1 email to this domain, 1 email to this domain every minute. And if you have, I think you can do up to 5. What was the total I maxed out at on the other? If you check on the Kelly Roach account, how many domains I built out?
I think we had 5 or 6 over there, but I'll double check.
Yeah, I think it's 5 or I want to say 9. I want to say 9 total, but you could only have like 4 or 5 per configuration, right?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got 7 in there.
7, right? So then I can come over here, and then we're gonna say m dot. Nope. We're gonna copy this guy, and we use m dot just because it's like message. I like it. It's short. It's sweet. I mean, you could literally make it like A dot, B dot, C dot, E dot, like whatever you want. There is some strategy, and just makes help you understand, which is why I use things like workflow, reply. You can do like invoice. Because right now, like the reason why I'm getting this far into it with you guys is because right now there's only so much you can do with it. In the future, there's going to be so much more that you can do. And I want to make sure that we're setting you all up for success. And that's why, well, it may seem a little over engineering to do this now, but if you're now rotating between each of these, you're warming up that domain so that when you can do these cool stuff in the future, which, and by the way, if you've not been around Nerdly and High Level long, the future is like Q1, Q2, like soon. So you want to make sure that your domains are set up and ready to go, So when the cool stuff is available, you're ready to roll. All right, so I'm just going to make sure I get this one last one set up, and then I'm going to show you guys Google Postmaster. All right, cool. So, and again, if say you're going to have a dedicated domain for specific purposes, like say receipts, right? And you want that to be receipt dot or invoice dot, right? You could set up a dedicated header just for receipts, right? Okay, so now we're adding these guys in, and now you're seeing it's 33%, and it's going to rotate contact by contact by contact. So now, instead of one email, one contact per minute on the drip, Chris, you can now do 3 contacts per minute on your drip and know that you're not going to risk deliverability issues, right? So the next thing that we want to do is we want to get set up on Google Postmaster. We're going to log into that. Okay, so now we're going to share a different screen. Postmaster tools. All right, so get started. And I want to switch out of my account into the Nerdly support account. And you can see we've been verifying a bajillion tons of them. So now we're going to copy the domain and paste it over here. And what this is a TXT record, right? So then now we have to go into Cloudflare. All right. And then we're going to share this tab. Are we sharing this tab? I think. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. So now we're coming in here. We're going into the DNS. And then we're going to add a record. And we're going to add a TXT record. And we're going to put this as the content. And this is info. Right? So info is the subdomain for this. And this is the record. And then again, over engineering, Nerdly Google Postmaster. Come on. All right. So now we're going to do that. Then we're going to come back over to Google Postmaster. And we're going to click verify. And then we're going to add another domain. And then we're going to come over and we're going to grab the M dot. And then we're going to click next. We're going to copy the text record, right? And then we're going to add this text record in. And this is M dot. And then we're going to put in the content. And then we're going to say Nerdly Google Postmaster. And this is a comment so that in the future, if the client's like, WTF is this text record about? Oh, Nerdly Google Postmaster. Cool. I shouldn't delete that. Because when you come in and you're having so many DNS records, it can get very confusing as to what you're doing and why they're there. So now we're going to go grab the reply dot, right? Then we're going to hop over to Google Postmaster and hit next. We're going to grab that text record. Come back into Cloudflare, add a text record. And I know I'm moving fast, but this is a lot. That Nerdly, Google Postmaster. All right.
It's okay to move fast when you're just doing the same thing over and over.
Yeah. And again, we're not setting up headers because we set those in the automations and things. If you're not familiar with that, if you only use one email name and one email address, just go ahead and pop it in there, right? So now we're going to come over here to Google Postmaster. And if you are a Nerdly client, you can use ours. You can add your own. I've just defaulted to this because you need an actual Google login, and I don't want to have to get everyone's Google logins. Okay, cool. So now we can come here and we see no available data, but that's because there is no available data yet. Oh, I didn't click verify on reply. Cool. So now we're going to come over here and make sure, am I sharing this tab? Okay, cool. Now we're on the sending domains. We're going to click a quick refresh guy here. All right. Look at that. So info dot might actually have some details. No, nothing. But that's fine. So basically what this is doing is tracking your domain reputation with Google, right? And then there's Microsoft Sends, but that's a whole nother ballgame we're not going to get into. But here you can see your email deliverability, you're replying forward. But yeah, so I'm going to stop sharing. So that is, a very high level view of your why you need to set up your custom email sending domains, how to set them up, and a little bit of strategy about naming them. If you were like, I don't even know what she just talked about, and you want us to just wave our magic nerdly wand and make it so that your emails send, then let us know. If you want or even if you just want the automation to actually warm it up, then let us know. Automations on tracking your email engagement rates and like per contact. Happy to help you out. Just what I would do is reach out to us, either support@nerdly.io, or if you go to m.me/nerdly.io, you can open up a chat with our Facebook page, because we live on social media. And with that, I'll see you later, nerds.